Hi everybody, welcome back to Ox Talks. It's Sunday, October the 8th, 2023. I wanted to start off the show today by just thanking each and every one of you for coming over to the channel and subscribing. The last 24 hours has been amazing, and I just wanted to say I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm going to do my best with every video each day to get out some content that's helpful to you and hopefully provide you some direction as we together march through this as everything is unfolding and this coming collapse. So again, thank you all very much for the support. It does mean a lot to me. Well, it looks like we are, in another conflict. The headlines the last 24 hours or so have been all about the unfolding conflict over in Israel, between Israel and the Palestinians. And I've seen several articles today across the news feeds that have been discussing the situation. Apparently, the United States has sent an aircraft carrier and some battleships over to Israel to provide support. There was an article on the Zero Hedge earlier today saying, could oil spike to $150 a barrel now because of this conflict? And the issue is, it depends on whether this is a quickly resolved situation, but it doesn't appear that it might be. My thought is that, looks like today Israel formally declared war, which is something that I read earlier they haven't done since the early 1970s. Iran apparently this evening is being implicated as well as possibly supporting the Palestinians. Again, I don't pretend to be an expert on the subject, but this is something that could be a really big deal, guys. So let's keep an eye on this. As it, everyone thinks, well, it's over there, it doesn't impact us. It absolutely does impact us. If oil does go up to $150 a barrel, that is going to have a drastic effect on the price of gasoline and prices that you pay at the pump. Doesn't matter what state you're in. Right now, last I checked, oil was about $84, $85 a barrel. What if it gets close to double that? Gasoline in California right now is almost $7 a gallon. What would that do to gasoline prices, again, across the country? And those are things that you and we all have to think about and budget. I was talking to a lady tonight at the grocery store, and she told me that her husband spent today $150 to fill up the tank in his truck, gasoline. So, if you have to fill up your tank, 2-3 times a month, maybe even more, that's a substantial expense, especially if you have to double that allocation in your budget. A lot of people that will have a major impact on. So let's keep an eye on this unfolding conflict. We now have basically 2 concurrent wars going on with Russia and Ukraine, Israel and Palestine. So this is a big deal. I saw an article on Zero Hedge that came out Friday that was really in keeping with the topic of the theme of my show from last week. And that is, why do people start businesses in every state? And it was a survey that broke down the top reasons why everyone started a business or why people started businesses in respective states across the country. And it says people have various motivations for starting businesses. Some seek higher income. Others are looking for a balance between family life and career. In some situations, entrepreneurship may be the only way to fight unemployment. It says, according to the Global Entrepreneurship Monitor, entrepreneurship rates in the United States have been trending upward over the past 2 decades. In fact, despite multi-billion-dollar corporations getting the spotlight, 99.9% of businesses across the United States are small businesses, employing over 60 million people. Wanting to make more income is the biggest unique factor in starting a business in 14 of the states that were polled, including some of the states with the highest unemployment rates, like New Hampshire, North Carolina, and Alabama. In Utah, a higher percentage, and it was 65.4% of entrepreneurs start businesses to achieve a work-life balance, and that was notably more than in any of the other states. On the other hand, in Florida, more business founders, 69.2%, start their businesses to become their own bosses than anywhere else. New York and California are states where entrepreneurs mention that they couldn't find a job as a key, unique reason to start a business. And the categories that they put into this survey, the reasons that they looked at was balance of work and family, number one. Number two, they couldn't find a job. Number three, to achieve greater income. Number four, best avenue for ideas and to create. Number five was flexible hours. Number six was carry on a family business already established. Number seven, friend or family role model. Number eight, help my community. And number nine was to be my own boss. We talked about that last week. That was the, I think, title of one of the shows. The point is that all these reasons are important, and it doesn't matter, which one is your top reason. There are a host of reasons why it is important to start a business, either to supplement your existing income, or if you can, as a part of your 9-to-5 regimen and your sole source of revenues. It's important to insulate yourself and to create something that is yours and that you control, not somebody else. And as a business lawyer now for a lot of years, I have had the pleasure of forming a lot of businesses for clients of mine. When I say forming a business, I mean in California, the two most used vehicles are corporations, either a C Corp or an S Corp, and limited liability companies. Again, you need to get your own legal advice on this, get your own tax advice. I'm not acting as your lawyer here, but those are the two key ways that people form a business entity. And from my perspective, seeing the litigation side of business disputes for many, many years, it is really important that you guys give that some thought. If you're going to start a new business, which I think that you absolutely should, think about putting your business and starting your business, operating it through an entity. Because what it does is it insulates you from personal liability, for the most part, for business issues, business obligations that arise. And if people get intimidated by, well, what do I do? How do I form a business? How do I set up an LLC or a corporation? It's really easy. You don't need to have a lawyer do it for you. I recommend that, but it is a very simple process. You file the articles of organization or incorporation, at least in California. You get a separate tax identification number or EIN number assigned for the business, and you open up a business bank account. And that way you're separating your personal finances and assets from the business. And then you track your business expenses through your entity. It's beneficial for maximizing tax write-offs and tax deductions, and be able to track your business expenses. And it keeps a separate set of books, separate ledgers for that operation. And for some that have many businesses, they have several different entities. And this applies whether you are deciding you want to put together a real estate portfolio and acquire properties and manage properties, or whether you want to start a mom and pop operation. You want to have a separate business entity set up. So please take that into consideration. Talk to a good qualified attorney. You always want to have a qualified CPA also weigh in to give you advice on these things in whatever state or jurisdiction you are in. And I guess in closing today, I'll address the theme of the exercise. I mentioned it on the show last week. I'm going to keep mentioning this because I believe it's important that we start to, as a populace, get in shape. It creates mental fortitude, it reduces stress, and at the end of the day, there are many, many benefits to it. It's also going to make you more productive. So do your push-ups. Get your walk in every day. Today's Sunday. I worked out this morning. There are really no days off with exercise. Look, once in a while, it's good to give your body a rest. But at the end of the day, it's very simple to go walk a half an hour, jump on your treadmill, go walk around your block in your neighborhood, start doing 5, 10, 15, 20 push-ups a day. The other issue I wanted to mention, I was going to mention last week, is water intake. It's really important that you guys keep your water intake up. About 6 to 8 months ago, I was looking at a chart that showed the amount of water that everyone should be taking in per day, and it's based upon body weight. And I was shocked to find out I was really deficient in my water intake. Now I take a 1-gallon jug of water every day to my office. I keep it on my desk, and I make sure throughout the day that I drink that water. So again, exercise, the water intake, and let's keep an eye on what's going on. These world events are unfolding quickly, and they will have an impact here at home. With that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your evening and the start of your week. And I look forward to seeing all of you back here on Ox Talks in the coming shows. Again, thanks again. Bye.